and undeviating in the hidden realm of thought, as in the world of visible and material things. A noble character is not a thing of favor or chance, but is the natural result of continued effort in thought, the effect of long-cherished association with high ideals. An ignoble and bestial character, by the same process, is the result of a continued vibrating of willing thought. Is made by himself. In the armory of thought, he forges the weapons by which he destroys himself. He also fashions the tools with which he builds for himself heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. By the right choice and true application of thought, man ascends toward divine perfection. By the abuse and wrong application of thought, he descends below the level of the beast. Between these two extremes, all the grades of character, man is their maker and master. All the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul which have been restored and brought to life, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, and the lord of his own thought, man holds the key to every situation. Things within himself that transforming and regenerative agency by which he may make himself what he wills. But man is always the master, even in his weakest and most abandoned state. But in weakness and degradation, he is the foolish master who misgoverns his household. He begins to reflect upon his condition and to search diligently for the law upon which his being is established. He becomes the wise master, directing his energies with intelligence and siphoning his thoughts to fruitful issues. He's a conscious master, and man can only thus become by discovering within himself the laws of thought. This discovery is totally a matter of application, self-analysis, and experience. By much searching and mining are gold and diamonds obtained, and man can find every truth connected with his being if he will dig deep into the mine of his soul, and that he is the maker of his character.
Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. It is the 17th day of January, 0117, and today is 1017. So it is my angel number, and it is January 17th of 2023, which is the Jordan year. I want to just encourage everybody to send this link out, send it out on your Twitter, send it out on your Instagram, send it out to, just different people that you love, and respect. I definitely appreciate you all for taking the time to be here. I'm going to take a few more minutes as I send this message out to a few more people. And this call is going to take a huge shift after today. I got a lot of beautiful things that's planned, have some new systems that we'll be utilizing to really grow the community with coffee and crypto. And I'm just very excited. I'm still very, very, very optimistic with 2023. And I know what we're headed toward now. And we just have to make sure that we're prepared and we stay prepared each and every single week. So if you guys can do me a favor and just go blast this link out to the Discord, to your prospective Telegram groups, your friends, your family, and let's get this call started in the next few minutes. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being on time, and welcome to Coffee and Crypto. If you're watching live on YouTube, just continue to tap in. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Also like this video. It helps us with the algorithm, and I'm looking forward to presenting to you all of the research that I found over the last couple of days with the help of some of my crypto colleagues. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing time listening to this video. We'll get started in the next few minutes.
The more of his life and the daughter of his destiny, he may unerringly prove that he will walk, go, and open his thought, facing their effects upon himself, upon others, upon his life and circumstances, linking cause and effect by patient practice and investigation, and utilizing his every experience, even to the most trivial everyday occurrence, as a means of obtaining that knowledge of himself, which is understanding, wisdom. No other is the law absolute that he that seeketh findeth, to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Only by patience, practice, and ceaseless importuning can a man enter the door of the temple of knowledge. He is the servant of the mind. It obeys the orders of the mind, whether they be deliberate or automatic. At the bidding of evil, miserable thoughts, the body may sink rapidly into disease and decay. At the command of glad and beautiful thoughts, it may clothe itself with youthfulness and beauty. Disease and health, like circumstances, have been rooted in thoughts. The thoughts may express themselves through a sick body. In Aboriginal societies, thoughts of fear have been known to kill a man as speedily as a bullet, and they are continually killing thousands of people in our society just as surely, though less rapidly. People who live in fear of disease have to become ill. Anxiety quickly demoralizes the whole body and lays it open to illness and disease. Evil thoughts, even though they be no more than that, will soon batter the nervous system. Strong, pure, and happy thoughts build vigor and grace. The body is a sensitive plastic instrument which responds readily to the thoughts by which it is governed. Habits of thought will produce their own effect, good or bad, upon it. Out of a clean mind comes a clean life and a clean body. Out of a defiled mind proceeds a defiled life and a corrupt body. Thought is the fount of action, life, and manifestation. Make the fountain pure, and the stream of life will flow with greater purity. Change of diet may little help a man who will not change his thoughts. When a man makes his thoughts healthy, he no longer desires unhealthy food. Clean thoughts make clean, healthy habits. The so-called saint who does not wash his body may well not be a saint. If you would perfect your body, guard your mind. If you would renew your body, beautify your mind. Thoughts of malice, envy, disappointment, despondency can rob your body of its health and grace. A sour faith does not come by chance. It is made by sour thoughts. Wrinkles that mar are drawn by folly, pride, and passion. I know a woman of 96 who has the bright, innocent face of a girl. I know a man well under middle age whose face is drawn into inharmonious contours. The one is the result of a sweet and funny disposition. The other is the outcome of bad temper and discontent. As you cannot have a sweet and wholesome abode unless you admit the air and
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, and I want to say thank you for taking the time out to be here with us today. My name is Vincent Owens. I'm your host each and every single week, and today's call is going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to cover DAVOS 2023. This is going to be huge, all right? You want to make sure that you send this link out. DAVOS is going on for the next 2-3 days, over the 2-3 day span, and there's a lot of world leaders who they call the elites that are teaming up and creating agendas, creating plans for all of us. And when I say all of us, everybody in the world. So as you know, more and more people get plugged into this show, Coffee and Crypto, I can see the views are going up on YouTube. I can see that the downloads and the subscriptions are going up. Subscribers are going up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, if you are a supporter, I want to say thank you so much. I have something to share with you all today. I will be sharing it, it's actually really, really cool. The major thing for me this year, the same, I believe, with all big companies, is to systemize, making sure that their systems are in place. And so that is, unlike them, I plan to also be a huge company as well, plan for Coffee and Crypto podcast to be one of the largest podcasts out there in the interwebs, all on YouTube and everywhere else. And I really, really, really have to make sure that everything is systemized moving forward. And so we have some new systems that are coming into place, texting system, SMS systems, to keep you guys alerted at all the latest and greatest things that are going on within the Coffee and Crypto community, and also within the Secrets in Crypto and Money Mastery Academy, which is our private Discord group. and private one-on-one coaching that we have to help you guys learn more about this digital revolution. Guys, we are moving into the fourth industrial revolution fast. This is not something that's happening slow. It's happening very, very fast. And something that we're committed to is helping each and every single one of you all, okay, get paid on a day-to-day basis. That's my goal, but to help you guys, because there's a lot of things happening. AI is becoming king. AI is taking over. And it's not that it's going to take over jobs, but I'm going to tell you something. The people that know how to utilize artificial intelligence will be the people who have the best jobs in the future. So if you are not learning how to use Discord, if you're not learning how to use these Web3 service providers, if you're not mastering these skill sets, if you're not understanding how to build on the blockchain, you know, these are things that, hell, I don't even understand completely yet, but I'm very interested. I'm very optimistic. And with that being said, welcome to Coffee and Crypto. Today's episode is episode number 72, and we are entitling it WEF, World Economic Forum, Davos 2023, Mastering the Future. I hope you all enjoyed today's call and sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to dive into today's content. All right, we're going to dive into today's content. So bear with me as I pull up the screen. And the very first thing that we have to show here, okay, the very first thing that we absolutely have to show, okay, is the World Economic Forum's website, okay? Davos 2023, they've been meeting in Switzerland, in Davos, Switzerland for years, okay? And then Davos, if you don't know, is the highest peak. It's one of the highest. It's in the I believe it's the Alps, yeah, the Alps mountains out there in Switzerland, okay? It's one of the highest points in Switzerland. So these elites, they meet there once a year, okay? And they plan out what they call the 2030 agenda, which we will own nothing and we will be happy with it. That is Klaus Schwab's complete. That's what he believes in. All right, and so that's his mission. Now, on their website, their mission is a little more, I would say fruitful, right? So the World Economic Forum is the international organization for public and private cooperation. The forum engages the foremost political, business, cultural, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. It was established in 1971 as a not-for-profit foundation and is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. It is independent, impartial, and not tied to any special interests. The forum strives in all its efforts to demonstrate entrepreneurship in the global public interest while upholding the highest standard of governance. Moral and intellectual integrity is at the heart of everything it does. Our activities are shaped by a unique institutional culture founded on the stakeholder theory. Now, I'm giving you guys this background of the World Economic Forum because there's a lot of new people that's tuning into YouTube channels, a lot of new people that I come in contact with on a day-to-day, and you guys don't have the Zoom link to actually get on. You guys are tuning in. I can see the views going up. I can see the subscribers. And so I just want to say thank you. I want to make sure that you all understand the purpose of Coffee and Crypto. Okay, the purpose of Coffee and Crypto since day one was to show you guys how to do the research, that you have to really be on a master's level to master this space. Okay, you can't do it on a elementary level. You really have to be all in. And if you don't have the time, that's why you come to Coffee and Crypto. I do the master level studying for you all, including the guests that we have on the show. Okay, and we bring them and myself onto this show to be able to spread this information to you. All right, so congratulations for you finding a resource that can help you. Okay, now, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. This is a 4-minute and 49-second video, which is their story. Okay, and so I want you guys to kind of see what they push out to the general public to make people feel more safe and make people feel like, you know, the agendas that they have is for our best interests. Now, I'm not here to say that it's not. Right? I believe that all the things all the topics that they talk about within the World Economic Forum are real topics and things that are happening. But what is the underlying agenda in these rooms that we are not in as of yet? Let's take a listen.
There's a lot of really interesting big questions that I think we have to face in the world. Helping answer some of those big questions providing a platform for others to answer those big questions. This is now an open space for a lot of our constituents to truly drive forward their own actions.
I'm passionate about serving a group of alternative thinkers who have not only dreamt up great ideas about how the world can be more fair, more inclusive, more just, more sustainable, but are actually proving it's possible.
If you go back 50 years to the time when the forum was conceived, the whole idea was to make the multi-stakeholder concept come alive.
The world has become so interdependent that entrepreneurs everywhere in the world depend each on another.
If you look at the history of the forum, it's really been defining systems thinking. For example, the Gavi Vaccine Alliance.
The forum has been using systems thinking. I told you guys that and it's 10/17 right now on January 17th. This is that epic moment. Make sure you screenshot this. Okay, it's 10/17 on the East Coast. All right, on January 17th. Make sure you screenshot that for yourself. And remember, all right, let's get it.
So bringing all these great minds with resources together to say, what can we do about this? Today, we're announcing that we'll spend over $10 billion over this next decade on vaccines.
Trust really gives us our credibility. It's really the essential piece to ensuring that we can continue to do the work that we do.
The forum managed to convince Mandela and de Klerk to try to reintegrate South Africa post-apartheid.
It has been my great privilege to fight a struggle for freedom that the world adopted.
And the ability of the forum to have good convening power, to bring all relevant actors to the table, and to be able to do it in a way that can impact entire countries or entire domestic systems.
Lassen Sie uns in diesem Geiste gemeinsam für eine gerechte und dauerhafte Friedensordnung für ganz Europa arbeiten.
Our job is to get people around the table to construct and create conversations that aren't being had.
Why wouldn't we have a conversation about how we can reorient trade rules? Because that would have quite a powerful impact on the level of emissions and use of planetary resources.
We must learn to look at the planet not as just a spacecraft on which we are passengers. We must see the planet as what it really is, a living being.
What climate change has done, it's monumental around the world. People moving from where their families have lived for centuries because they can no longer afford to feed themselves.
Putting people in faraway places and pretending that they don't exist, that is not ethical, it's not sustainable, and it's not conducive for human growth.
There's a much more concentrated effort to make sure that we're bringing in the voices of the next generation of business leaders, societal leaders, government leaders. We need to not underestimate the power that this youth has.
Private sector and businesses, industry overall has a huge role to play.
It's not just the business itself, it's also related to the society, how we can create a better world in the future.
We are working together with companies to think about AI and ethics, but also to recognize what human-centered design really means.
We have the Center for Forcing Industrial Revolution to discuss technology governance. We always put humanity and human in center.
And that's where the forum is at its best. It's as a way to shine a spotlight of where the world community could be headed.
We have the incredible potential of the information technologies, of the ways of communicating. We're only at the beginning of recognizing how far that is going to change our lives.
Each one of the fourth industrial revolution technologies has that potential to create a society that's more positive, that's more sustainable, that's more inclusive.
If we can accelerate the formulation of a solution for a rare disease or climate or access to healthcare by a single day, it means a lot to a big chunk of the world population.
Right, कैसा लग रहा है? बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और अपने कंपनी को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
This is about shaping the trajectory of our planet, being that credible, neutral platform that is trusted to bring these stakeholders together and provide them guidance that they're willing to implement.
Valuing equally that lots of different people might have a contribution to give, because it often is some of those sort of rare ideas that are coming from an unexpected place that happen to be the game changers.
Evening, and a very cordial welcome to the annual meeting 2023. I express this cordial welcome on behalf of the Board of Trustees and my colleague, Holger Brend, is the President, and all the members of the Management Board, as well as all the people who are here to make your stay here enjoyable and productive. We couldn't meet at a more challenging time. We are confronted with so many crises simultaneously. What does it need to master the future? I think, what does it need to master the future? I think to have a platform where all stakeholders of global society are engaged. Governments, business, civil society, the young generation, I could go on, I think is the first step to meet all the challenges.
One world order, new world order, one world government, all countries coming together as one for one effective good. That's what we're moving into. Klaus Schwab opens up the 2023 World Economic Forum annual meeting with a call to master the future. The future goes beyond 2030. It does. The future goes far beyond 2030. But to master the future, that is their agenda. Okay. Now, Elon Musk replied and tweeted, "Master the future" doesn't sound ominous at all. How is World Economic Forum and Davos even a thing? Are they trying to be the boss of Earth? Well, some may say they're already the boss of Earth. Okay. Now, let's continue to push forward because I want to show you guys not just the good that they're putting out, but what's actually happening and what's not on CNN, what's not on the news, and what we don't see because we're not in Switzerland. So we want to give you guys kind of a understanding and a view and a vision of what I saw this morning when I was scrolling through crypto Twitter. Okay. And so protests spark off in Davos 2023. Okay. BlackRock is one of the world's mafias of the world, is one of the worst mafias of the world. Take a look at this video here.
Protected by guards who are very proud to be part of this, but BlackRock is one of the worst mafias of the world, and that's why here in Davos we thought it was really a good idea to pay them a visit.
No. It's the end of the world. It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything.
Great collection of wealth concentrated together in Davos. And I'm here with Patriotic Millionaires from the UK. I've come out to join the hike and the protest here because we're in favour of wealth taxes. We really want to reduce this level of wealth inequality in the world that's so corrosive to society. My message for those guys meeting would be, think to yourselves and talk to your friends. Are you sure you're not the problem rather than thinking you're the solution? And actually, you give your governments permission to tax you and to reduce your wealth.
Countries like Sri Lanka, Zambia, who are struggling in a major debt crisis, they cannot afford to come out of this crisis because BlackRock refuses to renegotiate and to cancel this debt that is urgently needed so that we can take climate action and take care of our peoples in the global south.
Okay, so this is what's going on right now in Switzerland. People are protesting as they've done for years. All right. Nobody likes the World Economic Forum. I mean, I don't know many people that do. Okay. And so I want to show you another gentleman. Okay. So this gentleman right here. All right. He says, enough now. We have been treated like suckers so far. James Melville, enough now. We have been treated like suckers for far too long. Corrupt governments, greedy corporations, and unelected technocrats are getting ready to plot more misery on us for their own greed at Davos 2023. And they pretend that it's for our own good. Let's listen to his perspective.
That really woke me up was digitalization, in particular vaccine passports. Vaccine passports, for me, as a liberal, a lifelong liberal, the most authoritarian, draconian, illiberal measure that has been seen in the modern era, and it's been rolled out around the world. And I know that many people here would share that. And so that's when I went into the rabbit hole of becoming a conspiracy theorist. And so, the sort of batterings I get on Twitter are actually posting. I want to just laugh at some of the comments on the other side. And so the people who were my friends back in 2019, they all hate me. And the people who are my enemies, you're all here. You all seem to like me, even Toby. But the point of this, because I'm conscious of the time and I like to talk, is that I'm really concerned. I think where we are right now is much more concerning than even the problems over the last 2 years. I think there's a mission creep towards all things digitalization under the auspice, again, of safety and also convenience. And I'm also concerned while more and more people are looking at this, especially through a cost of living crisis and wondering what's coming next and getting angry with government. I think we need to find ways to stop the division and unite everyone against the people who are putting this mission creep in place to lose even more freedoms in the future. And that is largely linked around digitalization. I think one other aspect of this, with my tinfoil hat on as a conspiracy theorist, is
All right, so just listening to him, it says mastering the future. That's what Klaus Schwab said. And just listen to this last little bit right here. And I wonder if this is the type of future that they're mastering.
Even more freedoms in the future. And that is largely linked around against the people who are putting this mission creep in place to lose even more freedoms in the future. And that is largely linked around digitalization.
So mastering us losing our freedoms, right, in the future. Okay, I think that's the mastering that Klaus Schwab and the board with the World Economic Forum is actually looking to do, right? And so let's continue to unfold this.
I think one other aspect of this, with my tinfoil hat on as a conspiracy theorist, is I think all around the world, central bank digital currencies are either in pilot scheme or executive order stage in the States, or they're floating under the radar. Our previous chancellor, now unelected Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is clearly a big fan, as is his frat boy pen pal, best mate, Justin Trudeau. These individuals are pushing it in this direction. Now, I understand that there is a need for digitalization because the world moves on, but what we shouldn't be losing is some of the assets that we still need, such as cash. Cash is vital. As a farmer's son, I understand the values of a circular economy.
Okay. So let's continue to push forward. Now, the World Economic Forum is a lobbying group, right? They're an elite lobbying group. And I told you all in episodes before that really the reason why things get done is because of lobbying groups, right? If we have more money, right, as a community, and it will happen because we are invested. However, we got to understand that if we had more lobbying money today, if we had a bigger lobbying budget, we could get some things done. Why do you think tobacco is still on the shelves no matter how many people it kills? Because tobacco farmers and tobacco companies, okay, they are lobbying to make sure it stays. Why do you think alcohol? Okay, because lobbying. Why do you think cannabis? Okay, cannabis is still okay being figured out on a regulatory level because of lobbyists. Same thing with the blockchain space, with the crypto space. But the people with the money who can lobby are at these events. Hedera, hbar, they have an entire space at Davos 2023. CoinDesk is shooting the entire spectrum. And the thing is, the information, I have some articles to show from CoinDesk, all these major news platforms, Forbes, they're all out there. So if they're behind closed doors, these platforms are still being paid to push certain agendas. And we have to keep that in mind. I have to show you what's out there because this is the research that we have. This is what we have. But we still have to use our logical mind. We can't just listen to them and take what they say as this is what it is. We have to use our logical minds. We have to really think about it. Think and grow rich. That's the name of the game. So let's continue to push forward through this agenda. Now, this right here is from Bastian Gerard, member of the Swiss National Council. Okay, he opens up the forum and he says, "In harmony with nature." That was the title of his talk. In harmony with nature. Okay, he breaks down the need for 15-minute smart neighborhoods, or as he called them, sustainable districts, so that way people don't need to own a car. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this, drop some coffee emojis in the chat box if you remember, but I played a video of a lady a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about how the world will be bordered off because of this social credit system. If you're in the South Side, you won't be able to go to the North Side of town. There'll be no need for it. There'll be no need for it. There'll be no need for you to go to the East Side if you're from the West Side. There'll be because everything you'll need will be in a smart city. And if you want to go over, you have to pay a credit, right? Because of these carbon credit systems. Separating us, first they separated us with the mask, with COVID. That was an agenda. They put that mask on us. They separated us. They made us stay at home. Now they said, okay, let's lift that. There's more pandemic that is coming. More pandemic is coming. I'm 30. We'll see another pandemic. Okay, it'll happen in our lifetime. If you're 30 or younger, you will see another pandemic. And understand that on the next one, it better be your best one. You better make the best out of it. There were people that got filthy rich, filthy wealthy during the pandemic. And listen, I'm not the one to hide that money is very important. And we need it. We need it just like we need oxygen. Okay? So understanding that, we need to make sure that we position ourselves to be ready for that next thing that is coming, right? So let's listen to him and what he talks about with the 15-minute smart neighborhoods. I thought this was pretty interesting.
Yes, so I think what's important for policy is really to change the rules of the game, no? So that sustainability becomes the easier choice, not just for the people, but also for the companies, no? So I think an important measure in Switzerland was to have support for renewable energy, for energy efficiency, but also then changing the way districts work. For instance, in Zurich, we have a lot of districts where you actually don't need a car because all the activities, school, buying something, everything you can do in walking distance, And by doing that, people don't buy a car. And it's not felt like actually they would like to have a car and they are not allowed to have it, but they simply don't need it because the environment was built in a way that they don't need it. And I think this is what the policy needs to do. They have to change the environment. So a sustainable lifestyle, a lifestyle in harmony with nature is the easiest way to go. And also for the companies. And here perhaps a last point. I really like what you said on following through. We had all these nice commitments. We had the Paris Agreement. We also here at World Economic Forum have every year very nice commitments. What's important is really to follow through and also to shed the light. Sometimes you're very critical with those who are acting, and we need to be critical, and see that there's no greenwashing, but we should also put the light on those who are not acting. And I think policy needs to try. And I think, for instance, Biden's suggestion that the government only buys with companies who commit to Paris, who commit to science-based targets. I think that's a smart policy. So that policy tries to leverage also the action from companies and somehow gets all companies to act. I think this is a smart way to do politics. In the end, policy needs also to be smart because again, we need to have the buy-in from all the population, else we're not re-elected and change is not happening. No, so it needs to be smart policy, which is at the same time also transformative. No,
all of this is about buy-in. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Remember that. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Now, he talked about Biden, and I actually have a quick video that I'd like to show you. This was from Biden in 2016. Okay, so Biden, when he was actually the vice president, okay, of the United States at that time. So VP, okay, Joe Biden spoke at the World Economic Forum, and now, okay, now you got Joe Biden as the president.
So pleased to see you back here in Davos, because I remember before you assumed your position as Vice President of the United States, you came here as a senator, you came here as the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee of the Senate. And I have to say, in my memory, you were one of the most engaged and hardest working participants here at the annual meeting. I watched you in the morning up to midnight sometimes, one engagement after the other one. And also to our discussion, which we had at dinner 2 days ago. The fourth industrial revolution has one big challenge. It is the holding out of the middle class.
And Dr. Schwab, when we had dinner the other night, you and your wife, I asked you whether you ever anticipated 22 years ago, when you started this group, that it would ever grow as large and as consequential as it's become. I have made nine other trips. I think this is, quite frankly, a more convenient forum than the United Nations to meet with world leaders and business leaders. And it's a great opportunity to get an awful lot done. You've written extensively on the topic that you've asked me to speak to, mastering the fourth industrial revolution. This forum defines that as change fueled by a digital revolution. But there are two questions, it seems to me, that we have to.
Change fueled by a digital revolution. Listen.
Fueled by a digital revolution.
And just like that, President Biden becomes president, and he drops he drops this Stablecoin Act, Cryptocurrency Act. He drops all of these acts, okay, all of these new regulatory, and now within this 2023, we get regulatory clarity, right? We gain regulatory clarity. This is what it's all about. The people that are in position in all of these states, these countries, these governments, they're being put in place because they are willing to push this agenda forward for Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, and the International Monetary Fund.
But there are two questions, it seems to me, that we have to address forthrightly at the outset. First, will this revolution actually transform the global economy? And secondly, if it does, will it be for the better or for worse for humanity as a whole? So
let's keep going. This was an interview that I felt was pretty pertinent right now because, again, we're moving into the times of Internet of Things, IoT technology, which is changing the way that we do security, right, on a global scale, changing the way that we do everything, supply chain management, IoT, Internet of Things, also AI, artificial intelligence. By 2030, they said that artificial intelligence will replace the jobs of millions of people. And if you're one of those people, I want to ask you, what is your plan? Okay, we'll dive into that here in the next few minutes, but listen to this video as we listen to BNY Mellon's, okay, CEO, okay, Robin Vince says it plans to cut 1.5K jobs in 2023. Is this just a preemptive move if we have a Fed-induced slowdown this year? Listen up.
A lot of companies.
Wait, and BlackRock already cut 500 jobs. Okay, so now you got BlackRock cut 500 jobs. You got BNY Mellon cutting 1.5 thousand jobs. Pay attention.
A lot of companies during the pandemic, I think, added too many people. I don't think that's the case here, is it? Is this just a preemptive move if we have a slowdown this year based on a Fed-induced slowdown? So you figure, get it out of the way now?
So for us, when we look, we had a very solid year in 2022. We were actually quite pleased with our performance and how we performed. But the past couple of years have seen higher expense growth than we want to see as a company. And so we're taking some steps to make sure that we put ourselves on a good path for 2023 and beyond.
And where did you find, I don't want to call it fat, you don't want to refer to employees like that, but where did you find room to make some expense reduction?
So look, across our firm, and remember, we touch about 20% of all investable assets in the world across our platform. We're a global firm. About 40% of our activity is outside of the US, and we have people outside the US equivalently. We've looked up and down across our population, but we've been really focused on being efficient at the management layer. So we saw bureaucracy in our firm, we saw some inefficiency, and we set ourselves on the right path to go forward. And we think that's the right thing to do. We're stewards of expenses, and we have to help our clients navigate their expenses as well. And that's we're really in the business of doing that.
All right. So they're already
a lot of companies
aligned to do it. Okay. So let's continue to push this forward. Okay. Let's continue to push this forward. Now, pay attention. Okay. Pay attention to this. Now, I'm going to show you why I'm showing this video. Shaping the future of technology governance, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. This is from the World Economic Forum's website. Let's watch this video.
AI is the premier emerging technology of the 21st century. Without AI, many of the other things that we think about as emerging technologies really cannot take place. For example, IoT devices collect data, but without running AI over that data, you're not getting any benefits. Autonomous vehicles need AI to actually be able to drive on the roads. It is impossible if a business wants to survive for it not to have a plan to understand AI and deploy AI safely, ethically, and responsibly. The platform's core activities are around the governance of this technology so that we can accelerate the benefits whilst also considering the challenges: privacy, accountability, transparency, bias, and safety. And the purpose is really to think about what are the big issues, what are those global issues in artificial intelligence that really require something done in the governance area so that AI can flourish. And so all of our projects address both the benefits and seek to mitigate those challenges. So we have a project called Empowering AI Leadership. The idea behind this is that companies do not, on the whole, know enough about artificial intelligence and the impacts for good and ill that AI might have on their company. We have created 12 modules which help boards of directors to really have proper oversight of the use of artificial intelligence and be able to guide the C-suite to think about putting in the relevant guardrails for the use of AI. All the work that we do, whether the work is led by companies or whether the work's led by governments, it's always multi-stakeholder. It is really important that we have this global conversation about the use of artificial intelligence, as well as for countries themselves to look at how they're going to use it and how they're going to grow their own AI economy. it's really difficult to regulate. So we're very much advocating this sort of soft law approach, thinking about standards and guidelines rather than looking to regulation. The forum has this unique opportunity to work with everybody across the globe. It's that richness of the multi-stakeholder community that is going to be able to tackle some of the challenges that we have in really constructing the framework for the 21st century.
Article came out January 11th of 2023 on the World Economic Forum's website. How AI can help attract, nurture, and retain talent. Okay, for savvy business leaders, AI heralds a golden opportunity to free up employees and creates the space for them to innovate, dream, and reimagine. Contrary to popular belief, automation is forecast to lead to net job creation. Okay, automation will lead to net job creation. But for the people who understand automation, people who understand these key technologies, AI is set to drive meaningful change within the capacity of our individual roles and better contribute to the creation of truly sustainable, prosperous communities for generations. Servers are not needed anymore. There's a place here in Atlanta. So, okay, it's a soul food restaurant. Okay, it's called Pascal's. Saw it on the internet yesterday. They have the server robots bringing your food out. The people who cook it in the back, they put it on there. Servers aren't needed. So do we tip the robot? Or do we tip the robot in XRP to improve its performance? I'm just saying. The age of machines, once the stuff of sci-fi writers and the silver screen, is now a stark reality. While many of us are already leveraging enhanced technology across our industries, many more are contemplating how their worlds will change as a result of machine learning, automation, and sentient computing. Okay, the people who are hesitant to this technology, these would be the businesses that will not last much longer. Understand that. When times change, you have to change. When times change, your business has to change. Your business plan has to change. It has to continuously be changing. Success is a moving target. Success is a moving target. Okay. Now, something that I wanted to show you all that I found interesting was this. It's evident that AI and machine learning technologies are rapidly changing the nature of jobs, especially those done by manual workers involving routine tasks. But it's important to remember that automation is forecast to lead to job creation. Estimates in the World Economic Forum Futures of Jobs report suggest that while 85 million jobs may be displaced by a shift in the division of labor between humans and machines by 2025, another 97 million job roles may emerge over the same period. These positions will be more representative of the way humans, machines, and algorithms best work together. Job landscape, pay attention. 2025, new jobs will emerge and others will be displaced by a shift in the division of labor. Okay, what are the ones that will, what are the growing job demands? Data analysts and scientists. I would screenshot this and figure out how you guys can get certifications in these types of things. Okay, data analysts and scientists, AI and machine learning specialists, big data specialists, digital marketing and strategy specialists, process automation specialists. Pay attention. Specialists is after all of these. Developers, specialists, professionals. This is what it is. Process automation specialists, business development professionals, digital transformation specialists, information security analysts, Internet of Things specialists, and software and applications developers. These are the jobs that will come from that 97 million. What are the 85 million that will go away? People who don't have these skills that we're talking about right now. People who have skills of serving, people who have clerical skills. Let's talk about it. Data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, accountants and auditors, assembly and factory workers, business services and administration managers, client information and customer service workers, general and operations managers, mechanics and machinery repairers, material recording and stock keeping clerks. So physical labor will become a thing of the past. This is what the world that we are moving into. Forbes magazine, how crypto can reset at Davos 2023. Okay, now, how does this happen? I would recommend that you guys go and read this article. It's in Forbes. Okay, you can go and find this in Forbes magazine or it's on Forbes. Just type in how crypto can reset at Davos. I'd recommend that you guys go and read that. We're not going to spend time going into it. I just want you to see some of the headlines from some of the big companies that are in Davos. CoinDesk, Davos 2023, crypto is down, but not out. The crypto industry came back to Davos for the World Economic Forum's annual meeting, daunted but undeterred, right? Especially after what's happened. We've had a crazy year in 2022, okay? A crazy year in 2022. But crypto is everywhere. You can see circle.com, crypto meet stable, circle.com. These are the ads. You can see the people who are there endorsing this, right? Okay, so crypto, here's another one. Crypto is not for wealth, but for freedom, and freedom is wealth. Hold up. I told you guys, and this is before even seeing this, I told you all that for 2023, our headline, okay, for the Secrets of Crypto and Money Master Academy. And the reason why we're doing what we're doing is because people ask me, why crypto? With a big question mark at the end. You know why. It's your money. It's your wealth, right? It's your money. It's your freedom, and it's your future. Crypto is not for wealth, but for freedom, and freedom is wealth. Crypto is about your money, your wealth, your sovereignty, your future, and your freedom. That's what it's all about. Get with the program. Now, these are all the different things that are going on in Davos 2023. As you all can see, Web3 has really taken it by storm. They've taken the city by storm. They literally have, Web3 is everywhere in Davos. Okay. Now, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, wants to tokenize stocks and bonds, right? This came out January 13th of 2023. He did an interview with Squawk Box, guys. And if you didn't watch that video, I'd recommend that you go and find that video and go and watch it, okay? So CEO Larry Fink is optimistic as well. He's like me. We're both optimistic about long-term investment opportunities in 2023, okay? This looks like, he says, well, from the perspective of long-term investors, I see 2023 to be enormously opportunistic. Actually, maybe the hardest years for investing for the long term were the last few years because of negative interest rates. Investors worldwide had to take on more and more risks to achieve their liabilities. In the 20 years, most pension funds, 60 to 70% in bonds because they were able to achieve their role and their goals that they were trying to achieve. By 2018, they could not own bonds. They had to put on more and more illiquidity, okay? He said, and that's a recalibration that we saw in 2022. And now we're living in an area where you're going to be able to invest differently. In addition, we are seeing more and more investors looking at infrastructure where they're going to have a combination of some illiquidity, but you're going to have high coupon. I recommend that you all go and watch this video by Larry Fink. We don't have the time to watch this entire thing because we have to move forward based on time. Now, Brad Garlinghouse to represent Ripple at the World Economic Forum 2023. This is huge. Okay, our CEO is representing Ripple, and he'll be speaking and presenting on this panel called Technology Pioneers and Unicorns. Who will he be speaking alongside? He'll be speaking alongside the Netherlands Central Bank President, again, CBDCs, a European Commission Commissioner, okay, and the UAE's Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy, and Remote Work Applications. Ripple this year is listed as a technology pioneer and unicorn. It is one of only 90 companies on the list and one of only 2 blockchain digital asset companies. Let's see if we can see that list. Well, it's not available. Now, shout out to Michael Branch for sending this video over, because this tied in perfectly to how we're going to end today's call. Listen to this. This is from the World Economic Forum a couple of years ago. Brad Garlinghouse, it might have been last year, I believe, he spoke. And the name of this was Remittances for Recovery, a New Era for Digital Money.
For his video about this World Economic Forum, listen to Brad from last year.
Size of the portfolio in Bangladesh for remittance is about,
particularly in low and middle income countries.
Well, so I mean, one is to make a bet about where the future is going. I actually think, you know, and partly building on something Jeremy said, I think one of the hardest parts of actually solving this, Jeremy, I think very correctly said the word without permission. And I think one of the things we lose sight of is I think there's a lot of businesses that have very compelling solutions. You're hearing about some of them here, but governments matter. And we live in a world of government control. The financial systems in G20 markets are regulated in that. You know, I'm not even saying that's necessarily a bad thing or good thing. It just is. I don't think that's going to change in my lifetime. And you know, one of the challenges, of course, here are core financial regulations like KYC, know your customer. And a regulator hears the expression without permission, they take a deep breath and they're like, wait a minute, no. If that's without permission, I need to know and make sure that that's not money laundering. I need to make sure that's not human trafficking. I need to make sure that's not drug X, Y, and Z. I need to make sure that's not terrorist financing. And I think, you know, just regulatory frameworks are obviously there for a reason and to protect various aspects of society.
Regulatory frameworks, right? That is where we are headed, to regulatory frameworks. This was an article, okay? I dropped this inside of our Discord, okay? If you guys are part of the Discord, you got it, okay? I dropped this the other day in Coffee and Crypto section. Please go take a look at this and read through it, okay? 22 pages. This was a thesis that was done by Lindsay Martin at Duke University School of Law. Ripple effects. Why do you think they call this technology Ripple? Because it is going to cause a huge rippling effect in our economy, in our traditional financial economy. So it says ripple effects, how in Ripple Labs, Inc. litigation could signal the beginning of the end of the payment platform, okay? So again, they're talking about the SEC. She did this stuff talking about the SEC, you know, suing Ripple, you know, who Ripple is, what is XRP, how all of this stuff, right? So this is great, especially if you need an understanding of what Ripple is, XRP, and what it does. But I want to show you guys something here, right here. Number 3, who uses Ripple? Traditional international payment systems require financial institutions to use the SWIFT messaging network and hold accounts at correspondent banks in foreign countries to settle payments. With Ripple, however, financial institutions can transfer money across borders using XRP as an intermediary currency, minimizing the need to keep deposits at foreign banks. This frees up the money flow. Ripple transactions are quicker than traditional international transfers, with the network processing an average of 1,500 transactions per second, whereas SWIFT may take at least a day to complete a transaction. Recognizing Ripple as a convenient alternative to the traditional international payment system, over 200 financial institutions have joined RippleNet. Payment companies and credit unions take advantage of XRP as a bridge currency. And banks are beginning to use Ripple because it allows them to initiate payments without correspondent banking relationships. Prominent banks such as PNC, Santander, and Bank of America are Ripple customers as well. And that takes me straight into this article, which came out today. Drop some coffee emoji. Bank of America says CBDCs are the future of money and payments. Central bank digital currency has the potential to revolutionize global financial systems, leveraging who? Ripple. Digital currencies such as CBDCs and stablecoins are the natural evolution of money and payments, Bank of America said. This is what is going on, y'all, right? This is what Davos is partially about. And just like that, Georgia, not the state, but the country, prepares to launch digital lottery pilot in the first half of 2023. This was posted 9 hours ago. Drop those coffee emojis. Let's go. We keep it fresh. The Central Bank of Georgia intends to publish a document detailing the concept of a national digital currency. So their white paper is coming out. Other participating parties will use it to finalize their proposals for the pilot, which the Monetary Authority plans to initiate in the first half of the year. Huge. And last, but certainly not least, Bernstein says custody services are the foundation for institutional crypto adoption. The crypto custody revenue opportunity could grow to $8 billion by 2033, the report said. This came out today as well. What does this mean? This means that all of these banks and institutions are going to come out with their own custodial programs. Now, they said you will own nothing and you will be happy with it. Why? Because they do not believe that we, as retail investors, are smart enough, right? Are smart enough to hold down our own investments. So they said, you know what? Put it in the bank, just like you do your US dollars. Put your CBDCs, because this is the new dollar. Put it in the bank. We'll be able to, using XRP and using these other technologies, we'll be able to move money faster. And what do you think that's going to do for them? That's going to free up the money. Most people are going to utilize custodial accounts in banks, in central banks, at the Federal Reserve, Fed now. They're going to utilize these CBDC accounts. Not saying I won't have one, not saying you won't have one. We may not have a choice, but what we do have a choice of knowing is what truly is going on. I hope today's call was super enlightening for you all. It's been a very enlightening one for me as well. You know, I can definitely feel myself growing each and every single day. And I have something for you all that I would like to share before I actually get up out of here. I'm dropping a link inside of the Discord and on the, I'm dropping a link for the Discord and inside of the YouTube, okay, in the comments. Make sure you click that link. It's going to take you to a text message thread. Press send on that text message. And what that is going to do for us is that's going to allow for you to be added. Well, actually, this is not that link. This link is going to open up a page, and it's going to ask you to plug in your information. This is for our Coffee and Crypto podcast text VIP club. If you want to make sure that you're alerted with all the latest and greatest things that we are doing inside of Coffee and Crypto, make sure that you go ahead and click that link and join the VIP text club. This is something that we will be promoting heavy on social media. We'll have thousands of people that will be a part of this VIP text club. There will be certain rewards, incentives, different things like that, discounts on services, different things. So it really makes sense for each and every single one of you all to make sure you're part of the text club. Now, with the text club, you will only get, up to 4 texts a week. So you don't have to worry about us blowing your phone up. Okay. It's only about up to 4 texts a week, 2, 3, 4 texts a week. Most of them are going to be just to remind you maybe about a couple minutes before the call starts to go ahead and click on, get yourself on and join us on the YouTube. So hopefully you guys will go ahead and join in. There's the link again. Hopefully you'll go ahead and join our VIP text club. And then also last but certainly not least, we are in full motion with the Secrets of Crypto and Money Academy. We have our Discord, full calendar, 5 trading sessions a week is our goal. that we're looking to push out. We are, if you are looking to learn how to trade, all right, a lot of people have been burned in the past because of Forex companies and MLMs and different stuff. If you are a person, you want to really understand technical analysis when it comes to Forex, commodities, and cryptocurrencies and indices, I would recommend that you plug into our Discord. We are right now, it's at $50. Okay, that price will go up once we hit a certain amount of subscribers. That price will go up. It will not be $50 a month forever. So make sure you all get started with that as well and join in on what we're doing. And so what I want to do is, if there's anybody that wants to share one thing they like, learned, or loved on today's episode, make sure that you raise your hand. Okay, we would love to hear from you. If you have anything that you like, learned, or love from today. And I also want to say, I hope that Ms. Zuli, I hope that you feel better. And also Jamel, let's pray for Jamel and Ms. Zuli. But Jamel is in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for the last 2 days. He's been having an onset of seizures. So let's just please keep Jamel in your prayers. He's definitely definitely. So we got to definitely look out for him. So, if you know how to get in touch with him, please reach out, send him a text, send him some love on social media through the Discord group, and just let him know that the community, we're here for him. We love him, and we're wishing him a speedy recovery. With that being said, I don't see anybody that has anything to say with him or any Q&A going on. So I want to say thank you, each and every single one of you all, for tuning in to Coffee and Crypto today. This has been an absolutely amazing episode, and I'm looking forward to Thursday's call as we unfold more of Davos, because I'm sure there'll be so much more content. Thursday's episode is going to be juicy. So with that being said, guys, you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing y'all, not just from the top,